Kratos. Even the whisper of his name brought shivers down spines. Spartan Warrior, ruthless killer, a man haunted by shadows. From a young age, Kratos trained in the brutal Spartan system. Discipline, strength, no mercy. These were the pillars of his world. He became a weapon, a tool of destruction in the hands of a merciless state. But beneath the warrior's hardened exterior, a flicker of humanity remained. He found warmth in the arms of his wife, Lysandra. He found purpose in the laughter of his daughter, Calliope. For a brief time, the shadows receded. His past sins, however, were not so easily forgotten. Kratos, on the verge of defeat in battle, called upon Ares, the god of war. A blood pact was struck. In return for his servitude, Kratos received the Blades of Chaos. These fiery weapons, forged in the depths of the underworld, became extensions of his rage. They brought him victory after victory, but at a terrible cost. Ares, ever the deceiver, manipulated Kratos, tricked him, led him to slaughter an innocent family in a temple dedicated to Athena, his own family. The ashes of his family clung to him, a constant reminder of his sin. Consumed by guilt and rage, Kratos sought to break his bond with Ares. He defied the god of war, embarking on a bloody quest for revenge. Their battle shook the very foundations of Greece. In the end, Kratos emerged victorious, bathed in the blood of a god. He had slain his tormentor, but his victory felt hollow. He was a monster, no better than the god he had killed. The gods of Olympus offered Kratos a place at their side. He would become the new god of war, tasked with keeping the other gods in line. He accepted, hoping to find some semblance of peace in the power he now wielded. His reign as the god of war was marked by violence and brutality. He waged war on behalf of Olympus, crushing rebellions and slaying monsters. But his past deeds continued to haunt him. The screams of his wife and child echoed in his nightmares. He sought oblivion in battle, but it offered no escape. The rage that had fueled him now consumed him. He was a prisoner in his own mind, tormented by the ghosts of his past. Section 5. Olympian Obstacles. Kratos learned that the gods were not the benevolent beings he once believed them to be. They were petty, jealous, and power-hungry. They used him for their own ends, manipulating him just as Ares had. His disillusionment grew with each passing day. He clashed with Athena, the goddess of wisdom, who had once guided him. He battled Poseidon, the god of the sea, whose fury shook the earth. Each victory brought him closer to the realization that he was nothing but a pawn in their games. Section 6. The Blades of Chaos bind. Kratos finally saw the truth. The gods would never grant him the peace he craved. They were the architects of his suffering, and he would be forever bound to them by the chains of his past. He renounced his godhood, seeking to break free from the cycle of violence that defined his existence. He cast the Blades of Chaos into the Aegean Sea, hoping to rid himself of their corrupting influence. He wanted to escape his past, to find a place where he could finally be at peace. Section 7. A New Land, a Familiar Rage. His journey led him far from Greece to the frozen north, the land of Midgard. There he hoped to bury his past and live out his days in anonymity. He met and married a woman named Faye. They had a son, Atreus. For a time, Kratos found a measure of peace. He learned to control his rage, to be a father instead of a warrior. But fate, it seemed, had other plans. Section 8. Fatherhood and Forgiveness. Faye died, leaving Kratos to raise Atreus alone. Her death reawakened the ghosts of his past. He was forced to confront his true nature, to reveal his godhood to his son. Their journey together was fraught with danger and discovery. Kratos battled Norse gods and monsters, all the while trying to shield Atreus from the truth of his past. He struggled to control his rage, to be a better father than he was a god. Section 9. The cycle continues. Kratos' story is a tragedy. He is a man doomed to repeat his mistakes, to be forever haunted by his past. But there is also hope. In Atreus, Kratos sees a chance for redemption. He is determined to break the cycle of violence, to teach his son the value of mercy and forgiveness. But the path ahead is uncertain. The gods, both old and new, are not easily defied, and the rage that burns within Kratos is a dangerous and unpredictable force. Will he be able to overcome his demons?